RVing in America is being turned upside down, and most travelers don't even see it coming. Skyrocketing fuel prices, campground shortages, overnight bans, and bankrupt RV makers are rewriting the rules of the road. Today, we're exposing 15 shocking changes that could either save your RV dreams or destroy them. Let's get rolling. RV travel promised freedom and adventure, but skyrocketing fuel costs are turning dream vacations into financial nightmares. Most motorhomes crawl along at a painful 6 to 10 miles per gallon, with massive Class A rigs sometimes dropping to just 5 miles per gallon when towing a car. Diesel trucks pulling heavy trailers aren't much better at 9 to 12 miles per gallon. Here's the brutal math. A 2,000-mile cross-country trip in a typical Class A motorhome burns roughly 285 gallons of fuel. At today's prices of $3.50 to $5.50 per gallon, you're looking at $1,200 plus in gas costs alone, before campgrounds, food, or park fees. Diesel might offer better towing power, but it costs 40 to 80 cents more per gallon, wiping out any efficiency gains. Inflation, refinery cutbacks, and summer vacation spikes are making things worse. These crushing fuel costs aren't just making long trips expensive. They're fundamentally changing how people RV. Many travelers are shortening trips, sticking closer to home, or abandoning RVing entirely. The open road isn't so appealing when every mile costs $1 in fuel. For many RV enthusiasts, the dream of endless travel is colliding hard with the reality of their gas tank. The RV boom has created an unexpected nightmare: nowhere to park. What used to be a spontaneous lifestyle now requires the planning precision of a military operation, thanks to explosive demand from record RV sales, van life enthusiasts, and families living full-time on wheels. National and state parks are booking solid 6 to 12 months ahead. Even obscure mom-and-pop campgrounds that always had space are now packed year-round. Try booking a holiday weekend or summer spot without advance reservations. Good luck, you'll need it. Desperate RVers are turning to boondocking on public lands or creative overnight parking, but authorities are cracking down on these alternatives with new restrictions and enforcement. The scarcity is also crushing wallets. Campsite prices have nearly doubled, jumping from $25 to $35 per night to $50 to $70 average, with resort-style parks hitting $100 plus nightly. Basically, hotel prices for a parking spot with hookups. This isn't just inconvenient, it's fundamentally breaking the RV promise of freedom and flexibility. Today's RVers must book months ahead, pay premium prices, or risk being stranded without legal parking. The spontaneous road trip is becoming extinct, replaced by rigid itineraries and constant reservation anxiety. Overnight parking restrictions. For generations, RVers counted on an unspoken deal: park overnight at Walmart, Cracker Barrel, or truck stops for free during long hauls. It wasn't glamorous, but it was reliable, safe, and budget-friendly. That era is rapidly ending. Cities nationwide are banning overnight retail lot parking, fed up with trash, long-term squatters, and business complaints. Walmart, once the RV community's best friend with 4,000-plus welcoming locations, now allows overnight stays at fewer than half its stores. Cracker Barrel requires manager approval, and managers increasingly say no. Even truck stops like Love's and Pilot are squeezing out RVers as commercial drivers compete for limited spaces. The financial impact is brutal. RVers who budgeted for free overnights now face forced campground stays or risk $200 to $500 fines for illegal camping. What used to be a reliable backup plan has become a costly gamble. This crackdown hits budget travelers hardest, eliminating the safety net that made RV travel affordable for many families. The free overnight stop, once a cornerstone of RV culture, is becoming extinct, forcing travelers to completely rethink their budgets and routes. Another piece of RVing freedom bites the dust. RV insurance used to be a minor line item in your travel budget. Not anymore. Premiums have exploded 15 to 35% in recent years, turning what was once affordable protection into a major expense that's crushing RV dreams. Full motorhome coverage now costs $1,200 to $2,500 annually, while towable trailers run $500 to $1,200 per year. That's real money that used to go toward actual adventures. The perfect storm driving these increases? Rookie RV drivers flooding the roads after the pandemic boom, causing more accidents and claims. Meanwhile, repair costs have gone ballistic. A minor fender bender now costs thousands thanks to expensive parts and supply chain nightmares. Add in climate disasters like floods and hailstorms, and insurers are hiking rates everywhere, not just in hurricane zones. It gets worse. Some insurers are completely abandoning RV coverage in states like California, Florida, and Louisiana, forcing desperate owners to hunt for expensive specialty providers. Deductibles are climbing too, meaning you'll pay more out of pocket before coverage kicks in. For full-timers needing comprehensive liability and personal property protection, costs are astronomical. Insurance, once RV travel's cheapest requirement, has become another budget buster in an increasingly expensive lifestyle. The days of simply hooking up your trailer and driving wherever are over. States are cracking down on RV towing with a confusing maze of regulations that vary dramatically across state lines. And getting caught unprepared can be expensive. Braking requirements alone will make your head spin. California mandates trailer brakes for anything over 1,500 pounds, while Texas doesn't require them until 4,500 pounds. Other states fall somewhere between, creating a regulatory minefield for cross-country travelers. Length limits are equally confusing. Some states cap your combined rig at 65 feet, others allow 75 feet. Drive legally in one state and become a lawbreaker the moment you cross certain borders. Fines range from $200 to $1,000, and officers can order you off the road until you're compliant. Police and DOT inspectors are getting pickier about weight distribution, safety chains, sway control devices, and breakaway cables. They're actually checking gross combined weight ratings instead of just waving you through. These aren't just bureaucratic money grabs. Improperly equipped trailers kill people. But with 50 different sets of rules, even well-meaning RVers can unknowingly break the law. The solution? Exhaustive research before every trip, because ignorance is no longer an affordable excuse. The RV industry's boom is turning into a spectacular bust. Behind those shiny showroom displays, manufacturers are dropping like flies, filing for bankruptcy and leaving RV owners holding worthless warranties and repair bills in the thousands. The pandemic created a perfect disaster recipe. Manufacturers cranked out record numbers of RVs to meet surging demand, cutting corners on quality control. Now that the buying frenzy has cooled and sky-high interest rates are choking off financing, the industry is drowning in oversupply. When your RV manufacturer goes belly up, your problems are just beginning. Warranties vanish overnight, leaving you personally liable for every repair. Need replacement parts for your discontinued model? Good luck. You'll be paying premium prices for custom fixes or hunting salvage yards. Even dealers get burned when their service contracts disappear with bankrupt parent companies. Smaller manufacturers are most at risk, but even big names are consolidating or slashing operations to survive. Smart RVers are abandoning the new market entirely, turning to used rigs not just for lower prices, but to avoid betting on brands that might not exist next year. Why risk your savings on a warranty from a company that could disappear tomorrow? The RV industry's anything goes era is ending as environmental regulations reshape camping from the ground up. What used to be simple is now complicated, expensive, and heavily regulated. Generator restrictions are hitting hardest. National parks are slashing permitted run times to just a few morning and evening hours, with some areas banning them completely over noise and air pollution concerns. For RVers dependent on generators for AC and power, this means mandatory investments in costly solar panels and lithium battery systems. No longer luxuries, but survival necessities. Emission standards are tightening the noose on diesel rigs. California's zero-emission mandates could eventually target tow vehicles and motorhomes, while cities create no-diesel zones and crack down on idling. Even propane faces restrictions during fire season as authorities minimize wildfire risks. Waste violations are getting expensive fast. Improper gray or black water dumping now triggers $500 plus fines with aggressive enforcement. Some regions are reviewing where RVers can camp and what equipment they can use. Environmental consciousness is driving these changes, but they're fundamentally altering RV culture. The days of parking anywhere with any rig are disappearing, replaced by strict rules that force expensive equipment upgrades and limit where you can roam. Freedom isn't free, and it's getting pricier every year. RV theft has exploded from petty break-ins to full-scale rig heists. As RV values soar, criminals have discovered that motorhomes and trailers are basically mobile treasure chests that can disappear in minutes. Insurance data shows double-digit theft increases in many states, turning RV ownership into a high-stakes security game. Travel trailers are sitting ducks. Without proper locks, a thief with the right hitch can hook up and vanish in under 60 seconds, faster than you can grab coffee at a truck stop. Motorhomes aren't much safer, with stolen keys, universal RV keys, or simple hot wiring making them surprisingly easy targets. The booming black market for RV parts is fueling the crime wave. Fridges, AC units, and generators can fetch thousands when resold, making your rig a mobile parts store for thieves. Don't think nice campgrounds or quiet neighborhoods will protect you. They're prime hunting grounds. Recovery rates are dismally low since stolen RVs get stripped fast or disappear across state lines. Losing your RV isn't just about money. It's losing your home, belongings, and entire travel plans. Heavy-duty locks, GPS trackers, and layered security aren't paranoid overkill anymore. They're survival basics in an industry where your lifestyle literally has wheels and can roll away while you sleep. The American dream has wheels now. As housing costs spiral completely out of control, with median home prices above $400,000 and rent pushing past $2,000 monthly, desperate families are turning to RVs not for adventure, but for basic shelter. The math is brutal but simple. A used RV costs $10,000 to $30,000 up front, with long-term campground spots running $600 to $1,200 monthly, including utilities. Compare that to impossible mortgage payments or rent that devours entire paychecks, and suddenly living in 200 square feet doesn't seem so crazy. This housing refugee crisis is fundamentally changing RV culture. Campgrounds designed for weekend warriors are now packed with permanent residents who have nowhere else to go. Full-time families are crowding out vacation travelers, creating tension and scarcity in an already strained system. Cities are fighting back with harsh restrictions, banning long-term RV street parking and limiting campground stays to 2 weeks or less, essentially criminalizing homelessness on wheels. What was once a symbol of leisurely freedom has become a desperate survival strategy. RV living isn't about chasing sunsets anymore, it's about chasing affordable shelter in a country where housing has become a luxury good. The housing crisis isn't just breaking the rental market, it's completely redefining what RVing means in America. RVing is experiencing its own version of income inequality, splitting into two completely different worlds that barely recognize each other. On one side, budget travelers hunt for free Walmart parking and $25 state park sites. On the other, luxury RV resorts are charging $120 to $250 nightly, with ultra-exclusive destinations hitting $300 plus per night, for what's basically a 5-star hotel experience with wheels. These aren't your grandfather's campgrounds. Think gated entrances, concierge services, golf courses, spas, fitness centers, and personal storage garages. Some resorts enforce strict rig restrictions, turning away travel trailers and older motorhomes at the gate. Only pristine, late-model Class A rigs need apply. The monthly costs rival mortgage payments, creating a stark divide in RV culture. Wealthy retirees enjoy resort amenities while working families get priced out entirely, unable to afford or even access these premium parks. This luxury trend reflects a fundamental shift. RVing isn't about roughing it anymore. For affluent travelers, it's become a mobile status symbol, a way to enjoy resort living while traveling in million-dollar motorhomes. The result? Two separate RV ecosystems that rarely interact. Budget RV ears scramble for affordable spots, while luxury resort guests enjoy champagne and golf courses. The democratic spirit of the open road is getting expensive and exclusive. Owning an RV is getting harder when you can't even park it at home. Across America, homeowners associations in cities are waging war on RV parking with increasingly harsh restrictions that treat your recreational vehicle like a neighborhood menace. Many areas now limit RV driveway parking to just 24 to 48 hours, barely enough time to load up for a weekend trip. Break these rules and face HOA fines of $100 to $500 per violation, with some cities escalating to towing or legal action. The complaints are predictable. RVs supposedly block views, crater property values, and create clutter. In urban areas, the crackdown targets long-term RV dwellers on public streets, with cities like Los Angeles, Portland, and Seattle making vehicle habitation illegal through tough anti-camping ordinances. Where can you legally park your expensive RV investment? Nowhere, apparently. The shrinking list of acceptable locations is forcing owners into paid storage lots at $100 to $300 monthly, another crushing expense in an already costly lifestyle. The irony is brutal. You can afford a $100,000 plus motorhome, but can't park it on your own property for more than 2 days. RV ownership is becoming a game of musical parking spots, where every location seems off limits and every solution costs more money. Remember when RV memberships were simple money savers? Those days are disappearing faster than available campsites. Programs like Thousand Trails, KOA, Harvest Hosts, and Passport America are morphing into complex, expensive schemes that often cost more than they save. Harvest Hosts epitomizes the problem. What started as affordable, unlimited overnight stays at farms and wineries now offers confusing, tiered packages with costly add-ons for golf courses and premium locations. Thousand Trails has jacked up annual fees to $700 to $1,200, plus expensive upgrades for broader access. Even KOA raised prices on discount cards while individual campgrounds hiked nightly rates. The cruel irony? As membership costs soar, availability plummets. More people buying into these programs means campgrounds fill up faster, leaving frustrated members unable to book stays despite paying hefty annual dues. Programs are fighting back with shortened stay limits and blackout dates that further restrict access. These memberships aren't worthless, but they're no longer the automatic deals they once were. Success requires careful planning, detailed research, and realistic math to ensure rising fees don't outweigh diminishing perks. The simple pay once, save everywhere promise has evolved into a complex game where members often pay premium prices for the privilege of maybe finding availability at participating locations. America's RV fleet is a rolling disaster waiting to happen. The pandemic's buying frenzy flooded roads with hastily built rigs that are now falling apart just as their warranties expire. Meanwhile, over 50% of RVs on the road are over 10 years old, creating a dangerous mix of shoddy new construction and neglected aging equipment. Those 2020 to 2022 boom RVs were rushed off assembly lines with corner-cutting quality control to meet explosive demand. Now owners are discovering roof leaks, failing slide-outs, and electrical nightmares far sooner than expected, right when manufacturer protection runs out. The aging fleet presents even scarier problems. Tires that should be replaced every 5 to 7 years are being pushed to dangerous limits, causing highway blowouts. Old propane systems and outdated wiring create fire hazards that could turn your vacation into a tragedy. Basic appliances like fridges and water heaters are failing at alarming rates, with replacements costing thousands. Resale values are cratering as used RVs commonly need $5,000 to $15,000 in repairs just to be roadworthy. What once held value for decades now becomes a money pit within years. The result? A ticking time bomb of mechanical failures, safety hazards, and financial disasters rolling down America's highways. Buyer beware, and current owners better start budgeting for major repairs. RV maintenance used to be expensive. Now it's financially devastating. Labor shortages have driven shop rates to $150 to $200 per hour, with bookings stretching weeks or months out. What once was a quick weekend fix can now strand your rig for an entire season. Parts costs have exploded beyond reason. Supply chain chaos and manufacturer cutbacks turned simple components into precious commodities. That refrigerator replacement? What cost $1,200 a few years ago now runs $2,500 to $3,500. A roof reseal hits $5,000 plus, while tire replacements can drain $2,000 to $4,000 for larger rigs. DIY repairs, once the RVer's money-saving salvation, are increasingly impossible. Modern rigs pack complex electronics, proprietary systems, and solar controllers that require specialized tools and training. Even simple fixes demand professional help at those sky-high hourly rates. Full-timers face a nightmare scenario: crushing repair costs plus extended homelessness while waiting for service appointments. Your home literally sits broken in a repair lot for months while bills pile up. The brutal reality? RVers who don't budget properly for repairs often face financial ruin fast. What seemed like an affordable lifestyle becomes a money-devouring monster when major systems fail. Emergency repair funds and preventative maintenance aren't luxuries anymore. They're survival essentials in an industry where a broken water pump can cost more than a vacation. Boondocking, the holy grail of free RV camping on public lands, is vanishing before our eyes. What was once unlimited freedom to camp for 14 days on Bureau of Land Management and Forest Service lands is being chopped down to 3 to 7 day limits, with some areas banning overnight stays completely. The crackdown is brutal and widespread. Popular boondocking meccas near Moab, Utah, and Sedona, Arizona, are requiring permits or restricting access entirely after being overrun by RV hordes. Land management agencies are fed up with trash, environmental damage, and overcrowding from the pandemic RV boom. Fines are getting vicious: $200 to over $1,000 for overstaying limits or illegal dumping. Even urban boondocking at Walmart and retail lots is disappearing as businesses cite abuse and liability concerns. The math is devastating for budget RVers. Those who stretch dollars by boondocking most nights are now forced into paid campgrounds, adding hundreds to trip costs. Competition for remaining free spots has turned into a cutthroat scramble, with prime locations filling up immediately. This regulatory assault feels like the death of RV culture's core promise: affordable freedom to roam public lands. The balance between responsibility and liberty has tipped decisively toward control, leaving traditional boondockers priced out of their own lifestyle. Free camping is becoming extinct, and with it, the financial accessibility that made RVing possible for working-class families. The future of RVing won't wait, and if you're not ready, it could crush your dreams fast. Which of these changes hit you the hardest? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And don't miss our next video, where we reveal the hidden rules and risks every RVer must know before their next trip.